Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. From this session, we are going to start another very important topic of Angular, where we will learn about the new concept, that is Angular pipe. Although it is not that new, like you have utilized in the previous versions of Angular, but in this series it is a new because we have not discussed it yet. Okay, so from here, like, we are going to learn about each and every required thing of pipe, like what is pipe, why do we need pipe, how to use pipe, how to create our own pipe, what are built-in pipes. These all things we are going to discuss in this session. But before we proceed further with the session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for timing we are just mainly focusing on the pipe concept, but prior to that we have talked about so many other important things of Angular, and they all are in sequence. Okay, and if you need a free book for learning the Angular, you can refer the link for the Sharmit digital course book, where you will find all the sessions in detail. And if you need more content for free of course, so you can just simply write in a comment Angular by Sharmit. I'll provide you the required information. Okay, alright, so let's get started in the comments in the topic. So first thing that we are going to learn today is what is pipe. Okay, so pipe is something that we like you can say that pipe is a feature in Angular used to transform data directly into the template. Okay, so if you want to translate the data directly into template, then you will use the feature of Angular that is called pipe. Okay, next thing is it uses the symbol that is pipe operator. So this is a pipe operator. If you don't know what is pipe, so when you let me show you. So this is not this is the pipe symbol. Okay, this straight line. So it is near your enter key. I'm sure, like, when you look at the top of your enter key, you will find this key. So this is called pipe operator. So Angular pipe feature uses this pipe symbol or pipe operator to apply the transformation logic. Okay, so whenever you want to apply the transformation logic, you will use this pipe symbol. Now pipes are pure functions, like they take the input, return a formatted output, and it also don't modify the original data. This is very important thing, right? Because pipe is used, we know that pipe is used for transforming the data. So it is transforming the data, but it is not changing the actual data. Okay, that means it is just transmitting it into another format, but actual data is same. Clear? So this is called pipe. So like in interviews you might be asked like, is this a pure function or impure function? So you can say that pipes are pure functions because they take input, return the formatted output, and don't modify its original data. Later on I'll also tell you about the impure pipes, but this is something that comes with a default nature. So you can simply assume that just think of it like passing a raw data through the filter or a lens before applying before displaying it. So suppose you have one lens in your hand and you are trying to read some small fonts written in the book. Okay, so in that case, what will happen when you put your lens in your hand, and when you see through that lens, it will show you some different picture in a different format, but actually it is not changing the actual text written in the book, right? It is just showing us in an enlarged format, and this is called, this similar kind of concept is with pipe. It actually transforms the data but does not change the actual meaning of it. Okay, so I think the first part is clear, what is pipe in Angular. Now the next question comes, why use pipe real world in context? Yes, so if you want to use something, for sure you should need know what is the purpose of it, why we use pipes. Okay, so we usually use pipe in those scenarios where you want to display, suppose we have few numbers, okay, and you want to display those numbers as a currency. Now some of you might be thinking, like, for that what we can do, we can write the logic. That is fine, you can write the logic, but it is time taking. Also there is a chance of errors, right? But if you are using pipe, then there is no need to write the complex logic. You can simply use the pipe, which will take some input and convert your numbers into a particular currency. Clear? Now the next thing is, when you need to format a date based on locale, like showing July 17 2025 instead of raw timestamp. So suppose we are having the timestamp and you want to transform that timestamp into some different format. You don't want to show it as it is. You want to show it a proper date like July 17 2025 or maybe 17 July 2025 as per your requirement. And trust me, this is the most important type of conversion. Like when you will be working in a projects, you will find various scenarios where we are supposed to convert dates like this. Okay, so do practice. I'll show you these all examples, don't worry. For now, like we are just discussing the theoretical part, but from next session we will discuss each and everything in detailed way, okay, with examples. And now the third thing where we use pipe, like why we use pipe is like when you are working with live data like observables. If you don't know anything about observables, it's fine, we have not discussed it yet. I'll tell you when we will start it. But for now, those who are aware, just for them, like whenever you are working with the live data observables and you want to render the latest value automatically, then in that case you can use pipe. Next thing is, when you are building a reusable templates and want to avoid repeating transformation logic everywhere, so in that case what you can do, you can use the pipe. Clear? So I hope these all points are clear, like why we use pipe. Now we will talk bit about the characteristics of pipe, Angular pipe. Okay, so pipes is used in template only typically inside the curly braces. So I'm sure you know about these braces, which is the curly braces for interpolation and directives. Okay, so usually pipes are utilized inside these braces. It is lightweighted and fast for rendering the transformation. Yes, it is true, it is live. It is lightweight and transform the and fast for rendering the transformation. Another thing is, it can accept the parameters like date or currency or whatever you want to pass it. So it do accept the parameters. There are some built-in pipes like uppercase, date, currency, right? So which you can directly use it. In the next session I'll show you some of the built-in pipes that we can easily just use whenever there is a need, without writing any much logic. You just need to put the pipe and it will work for you. Okay, another thing is, Angular provide both pure pipes, which is default and fast, and impure pipe which run on every change detection used with question. Okay, yes, so there are impure pipes also. Sometimes they will ask you in an interview like, do we have impure pipes or normal pipe? So you have to say that yes, we have both pure and as well as impure file. So it depends on the situation where we want to use it. Clear? Now pipe promotes separation of concern, because logic stays out of the component class. That is why we can say that it promotes the separation of concerns. So I think characteristics part is clear. Now we will talk about the important thing, which is when should you use a pipe and when not you should use a pipe. So if someone asks you when to use pipe, you can say that whenever you want to format or display data differently without modifying it, then you can use the pipe. Whenever you are rendering repetitive logic across multiple places in the view, then you can use pipe. If you want to keep templates clean or readable, then also you can utilize the pipe. Okay, so these are the all things where you can utilize the pipe. In fact, you can also, like if you are working with the internationalization I18N and need a plural select logic, then also we can use the pipe. Don't worry, I'll tell you each and everything in with examples. So there we will see all the things again. Now when to not use pipe, because we have seen so many benefits, then when not to use. So you need to when you need to manipulate or mutate data, then in that case do the things into service or component instead of using pipe. Okay, when you want to manipulate or mutate the data. Another thing, the formatting requires complex business logic. If the formatting required complex business logic, don't use pipe. When you are dealing with the performance sensitive list, like if you are using the impure pipes, then in that case, like whenever there is a issue with the performance, then you should avoid the using of pipe. But it totally depends on the project requirement. But prior to that, we should know like how to use it, and then later you can decide whether to use or not. Clear? So yeah, that's all for today. In the for this session, in the next session we will discuss few more things with some example. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.